was one of the best mid-majors in college basketball under Will Wade, and he's gone and gotten some real pieces for year one with the Wolfpack out of the portal.
Absolutely. They've got, looking at their roster right now, they get Darian Williams from Texas Tech, who was one of the biggest prizes, especially in the late portal cycle.
There was a time. Did you say Darian Williams was? Did you think he was the best player in the portal at one point, or one of the?
It was either him or R.J. Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really, really like Darian Williams' game a lot. Big wing, physical wing, can do a lot of different things. Very fun player.
If you're a year one head coach at a power conference,
they could start 5 seniors this year.
And landing Darian Williams is like best case scenario from this offseason if you're trying to jumpstart your new tenure somewhere.
But they went out and they also got Trey Holloman from Michigan State, a player that Auburn's very familiar with. If you remember the point guard who, I don't think he had, let's see, his numbers against Auburn. He had a rough game against Auburn. Now that I'm looking at it, he had a really rough game against Auburn, but he had a pretty good tournament to that point. Trey Holloman, a really good player, former highly rated recruit. They get Terrence Arsenault from Houston. I mean, getting a Houston wing is like, how many basketball programs in the country would have been like, we'll take a Houston wing, experienced Houston wing, bang, right here, give me one of those.
A lot of programs would just take a guard who watched a lot of Houston.
Exactly.
Right.
They get Van Allen Lubin, who was connected to Auburn for a while, and everyone was swearing up and down, including Van Allen Lubin had said, "Hey, I'm coming back to North Carolina." Well, he ends up at NC State, and he'll be there this year. Probably will be their likely starting center. He's Will Wade brings in probably his best player from one of his best players from that McNeese State team this past season, in Quadir Copeland. Who was just a guy who played a lot on the wing, had a huge assist rate, big 6'6" point guard. So they bring him in. Paul McNeil Jr. had some flashes as a freshman at NC State. He's still on the roster right now, I believe. He's got a couple interesting freshmen. Jerry Dang, who Auburn recruited at one point out of the portal. He was the Hampton big man a couple years ago. He was at Florida State this past season. He's in, so it's a fun roster. And I think like Auburn, Auburn's going to be able to have the benefit of the fact that they are bringing in, they're returning to Hot Pettiford, a guy that has the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, at the point guard spot. But it's a lot of new faces around that. NC State's going to be a brand new team, brand new coaching staff and anything like that, and Pearl versus Wade should be a lot of fun. And those are two coaches that seem to, when they were both in the same conference, had a lot of respect for one another.
What else do we know about the Auburn men's basketball season and the schedule in November?